Hey you! Yes, you, watching this video. Do you want to own a piece of Scribbler? Only not a lock of hair or blood or flesh or anything else that will get you in trouble with the law? Well, now you can, with t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags and mugs featuring obabscribbler at her Teespring store. You know you want to. I shall now stop talking in third person and send you on to the video. Be lovely to each other and enjoy the show.
Ponytails. Read by Scribbler.
It's pneumonia. We have her on broad-spectrum healing spells, and we are monitoring her condition.
Dr. Stable adjusted his glasses and levitated his clipboard closer to his face.
She's gonna be all right?
If everything goes as expected, yes. We'd like to keep her for observation, at least overnight, but possibly a few days. At her age, it's best to be cautious. If you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to, but you can go in as soon as you're ready.
The doctor trotted off, placing his clipboard in the bin by the room's entrance. Braeburn's eyes followed him as he left. Applejack cleared her throat.
Focus, lover colt. We're here for a reason.
What? No, he just reminds me of some pony.
Braeburn snorted and shook his head in an attempt to clear it. Big Macintosh lowered his head, lost in thought. Braeburn placed a hoof on his shoulder comfortingly.
Hey, you heard the doc, cousin. She'll be your grumpy old self again before you know it.
This time.
The mood in the waiting room darkened despite the harsh, sterile lighting. Big Macintosh had said what they were all thinking.
Big Macintosh is right. What about the next time? You can't tell me you'd have a clean conscience if Granny was gone tomorrow.
Applejack frowned, removing her hat and holding it to her chest.
I know I wouldn't. Sure as sunshine.
It ain't the time for that sort of thing, Applejack. Ain't right to go and upset an old mare when she's laid up in a hospital.
Braeburn shook his head sadly.
She just got over pneumonia. We can wait a bit before giving her a heart attack to go with it.
You think you're the only one with something on your chest? I reckon we've all got a thing or two Granny needs to hear. We do gotta be careful, though. Braeburn's right about that much.
Applejack planted her hat squarely on her head and put on a determined facade.
We're apples. And it's right shameful that we didn't tell her this stuff in the first place.
Applebloom sat on a nearby bench, staring off into the distance with her cheek propped on her hoof. It didn't take a psychologist to figure out what she was thinking. It did, however, take Braeburn.
Hey, you holding up okay, little cousin?
He took a seat beside her.
I'm just worried about Granny.
She sighed and lowered her gaze.
I don't even know what to say about this. She's been around longer than any of us, and it just hit me that she won't be here forever.
She's gonna pull through, Applebloom. Let's say we go in there and lift her spirits a little.
Braeburn took off his hat and placed it on Applebloom's head.
I'll let you wear my hat.
Applebloom scowled.
I'm not a baby.
Well, I never did say you were. You still want to wear the hat, though.
Braeburn smiled wanly at her, his grin not quite reaching his eyes.
Yeah.
She sighed and stood up.
Let's get this over with.
Mrs. Smith, you have visitors. Your grandfoals. Nurse Redheart let Applejack, Braeburn, Applebloom and Big Macintosh into the hospital room.
I'm old and sick. That don't mean I'm blind. Come closer. I don't want to shout as I have to.
The quartet approached her hesitantly, their thoughts conspiring to stay their hooves. Redheart let herself out.
I said closer.
They inched forward, crowded around the hospital bed. For a moment, no pony said a word. Each looked to another to break the silence, uncertain of what to say. Finally, Granny spoke.
You came a long way not to say anything to you, Granny Braeburn. Can't get your tongue?
No, ma'am. You feeling okay?
He smiled awkwardly at her, trying to force a casual tone into his voice.
I'm 117 years old and I'm in the hospital, young coat. How you think I'm feeling?
Not all that great, I'd imagine.
He laughed nervously.
Feeling dandy, actually. They got me on enough of them pain spells to make a buffalo catch them shut-eye. I'm only still awake out of the goodness of my heart.
Another awkward silence loomed overhead.
Well, I know y'all ain't sticking around to watch an old nag talk to herself. Y'all are thinking you got some big secret Granny needs to know about, so she can't go to Celestia's garden without knowing first.
She muttered in what she thought was beneath her breath.
I'd like I won't know when I get there.
In a more conversational tone, she said,
You first, Braeburn, since you've said more than the rest of them put together.
Oh, well,
He hesitated, visualizing a bottomless precipice with him standing at the top. Was he brave enough to throw himself off and see what happened? He steeled himself with a calming breath.
well, Granny, I like stallions. Always have.
No shit, Braeburn. You think your granny's blind? Well, I remember that one family reunion when you gave that orange coat a flower.
She cackled, a disturbing sound that was not helped by the fluid built up in her lungs.
You're that caramel feller. Always following you around and carrying your stuff. Don't know why you think you got dance around it, but I figured, there's no need for you to call him on it, Granny. He'll tell you when he's ready.
You didn't like it when I took Mo to see Equestria.
You left 2 weeks before the harvest. Course I was angry.
She nodded as though it were the most natural thing in the world.
So, when you gonna make an honest stallion at Caramel?
Granny, he has a mare friend.
And he's got a coat friend, too. Every pony thinks Granny don't see anything anymore, but I do.
Granny grinned wickedly at him, in the way only very old mares seem capable of performing.
Come see Granny when she gets to feeling better. I'll tell you a thing or two to help seal the deal.
Granny, I don't know I'd be comfortable with that.
Well, you just think on it, and you'll keep. You're next, Apple Bloom. I see you hiding behind your sister.
Me?
Apple Bloom grimaced and pulled Braeburn's hat down over her face to block her view of Granny.
Well, it's nothing all that serious, but I got feelings for somebody I ain't told because I didn't know how you take it, Granny. He's not an earth pony.
Philly, do you honestly think Granny worries about that kind of thing? Who is he?
Well, he's not a pony at all. His name's Spike.
Spike?
Granny cut her off, rubbing her chin with a fetlock.
Purple dragon feather. Works up at the library?
Yes, I know he ain't like us, but...
He was practically raised a pony. Hard worker, even though he came buck apples worth a buck.
She nodded in approval.
Explains why you keep finding excuses to have him help you with your chores, too. Even you can find one of them literary types that ain't afraid of getting their hooves or claws dirty. Jump on there with all 4 hooves, 'cause I can care less if he's a timber wolf.
Apple Bloom had prepared herself for many things, but utter acceptance and even encouragement wasn't one of them. She sat down on the floor next to Braeburn, similarly speechless.
Well, you got something to say, Big Macintosh?
Granny smirked at him.
Something you want to get off your chest, Granny?
Yup.
He took a deep breath and let it out slowly, his nearly constantly relaxed features becoming even more composed.
I asked Cheerly if she wouldn't do me the honor of becoming an apple.
Oh, that's... you... what?
Granny's easygoing, painkiller-addled demeanor darkened in a moment as soon as her ears caught up to what her grandson had said.
That prissy little filly with the kinks in her mind and them earrings is always tormenting your sister?
She pounded her hoof roughly and futilely into the mattress.
Granny?
Applejack cleared her throat.
I ain't gonna lie and say me and Shirley are the best of friends. But we put school behind us a long time ago. I'm friends with her already now, and she was worse than Shirley ever thought about being.
Hush up, Applejack. I'm chewing out your brother, and trust me when I say you don't want to get in the way.
Granny turned back to Big Macintosh.
Where was I? Oh, yes. I just as soon you married Magnum's daughter, what's her name? Mistress is married Cheerily.
Why doesn't Granny like Miss Cheerily, sis?
Apple Bloom tugged at Applejack's tail.
Granny ain't too good at letting go of the past, Apple Bloom.
Applejack returned her gaze to Granny.
Granny, that was a long time ago, and they're both better ponies now. Cheerily was Apple Bloom's favorite teacher, for crying out loud.
She was my only teacher.
Point stands, Apple Bloom.
Granny Smith grumbled.
Yeah, fine. I just know she's gonna be a terrible mother. Watch and see for yourselves, though. No pony needs to listen to Granny or nothing. It's not like she ain't been around for almost 100 years longer than any of y'all. That's all, Big Mac?
Yup.
Doubt so. Applejack, it's your turn.
Ain't really got nothing to hide, Granny.
Applejack continued to be a terrible liar.
That's good. So, I suppose you'll be inviting your mayor friend to come see us for dinner sometime?
I didn't think you knew about me and her, Granny.
Don't know why you'd think I'd have a problem with it. Lots of unicorns and earth ponies get together. Nothing wrong with that.
Elephant in the room here, Granny. But I figured you'd flip your lid over me seeing a mayor.
Granny burst out laughing, stopping only once the laughter turned to coughs, and then to hacking coughs.
We didn't have all this fancy magic mumbo-jumbo when I was a filly. None of your refrigerators or them veggie games or ponyless carriages. No pony had even gotten around to making the hoop on the stick yet. We had to make our own entertainment. You think your granny never got her bean field plowed by a mayor?
Big Macintosh and Braeburn blushed and covered their ears, staring at Granny as though they weren't certain what they had heard. Applejack would have joined them, but she was too busy covering Apple Bloom's ears.
Quit that. Nothing wrong with the mayor trying to find out what she likes. You think ponies didn't start rolling in the hay till y'all came along or something?
No, ma'am, Granny. I just didn't think about it, I reckon.
Applejack shuddered.
I'd like to go back to not thinking about it now, if that's all right.
As long as you promise to stop hiding that mayor friend of yours, you got a deal.
Yes, Granny.
Got a good pair of hips on her?
Yes'm?
Goody hips for having folds?
Yes'm.
1,000 unsaid questions and objections passed through Applejack's head, but she said none of them out loud.
Now that's settled, you best rush off. Granny ain't gonna get any better if y'all keep bothering her.
Granny rolled over in bed theatrically, pulling a blanket over her face.
Hit the lights on your way out.
The four stumbled awkwardly out of Granny's now darkened room, distinctly unsettled. Unspoken questions passed between them as they made their way back to Sweet Apple Acres for the evening. Finally, Apple Bloom broke the silence.
Applejack, are you really dating Rarity?
Her face was set in a grin larger than seemed possible, mixed with a little touch of admiration.
What? No, I ain't dating any pony, sis.
Why not?
I ain't no more comfortable talking about this with my little sister than I was with my granny. I'm kinda seeing some pony, but we're not really dating.
Oh, friends with benefits. I've heard about that.
Apple Bloom smiled proudly at her sister.
Why not just tell Granny that?
Are you kidding, Apple Bloom? She's old and set in her ways. She'd never understand.